Here is how you can open Vault 7 and take on the compiler boss fight in Cryo Archive. To take on this fight, you will first need at least one member on your team who has completed all 6 vaults and exfilled with each of the subroutines found within those vaults. This member can see their subroutine collection within the Cryo Archive codex, and before starting should make sure that they've redeemed the DNA Network Access Codex challenge. If you need help with any of the 6 vaults, I have complete guides on my channel already. Prior to starting this run, you need to make sure that you have some antivirus and also a DNA key, and DNA keys can be obtained from opening any of the previous 6 vaults. The first step inside of your game is to use the DNA key in any of the spawn rooms. It does not matter which spawn you get, and it can be done right at the start of your game, or you can opt to kill players and collect clearance and batteries beforehand. Regardless of which you decide, simply insert the DNA key into this computer looking device in the middle of any spawn. Once you insert the DNA key into the computer, you'll have a bunch of UESC spawn for 40 seconds. Simply survive for the 40 seconds and then return to the computer, and you can now collect what is known as a DNA sequence. The DNA sequence is going to have a code in its name, and this code will be made up of the letters C, T, A, G. These letters can be in any order, so be sure to check when picking it up and while it's in your inventory, as they are written in the order on the item name. Now that you've collected the DNA sequence, a new area will be marked on your map in blue like a mission objective. This will be a completely different spawn that you need to go and infiltrate. Once you're in this spawn, locate the computer, and before inserting the DNA sequence, be sure to check the letter combination one final time and look around the room for all 4 letters. There'll be small buttons spread around with a letter marked on them. Make a mental note of where these letters are, because once you put the sequence in, you'll need to interact with these letters in the order that was shown on the DNA sequence. Also, during the time you're interacting with these letters, a bunch of UESC will be spawning, and that's why I advise that you at least locate all 4 buttons before starting. Once you've completed the DNA sequence, collect the command DNA vial from the middle of the computer. Now before completing this next step, it is recommended that you reach clearance level 5 so that you can access all of the available rewards upon beating the boss. This isn't a requirement, but it is recommended because doing so will grant you a whole extra loot room. You can begin the boss fight with the minimum clearance level 3, but it is suggested that you get to at least high 4 before beginning the next step, as there will be clearance in the new area that you go to. You are also going to need around 9 to 10 batteries at this point so that you can gain access to the vault, but if you are ready to take on the compiler, use the antivirus that you brought and head up to the labs via the elevators in either of the tranquility rooms. The tranquility rooms are the ones that spawn the wardens on either side of control. Inside of the tranquility room, you can find an elevator which will take you up to the main lab. In the lab area, you can open up the first room and disable the security, or head through all of the vents and disable it in the next room. Be aware, once you do disable the security, the whole lobby will be made aware that you are doing so. So if there's any players left on the map, they may come up. Now that you have disabled the security, inside the next room you will find a boss. It's advised that you do kill this boss, but it's not a requirement. He will also drop you a good amount of clearance for doing so. Once you defeat the warden, there's a room in the middle of the labs which you can open by inputting some batteries, and doing so will allow you to disable the data corruption. Inside this room you can input the command vial, and in return you will receive the command credentials. On picking up the command credentials, all of the windows in the labs will smash, and you will now gain access to Vault 7. Power Vault 7 with your batteries, and then allow the player with the credentials to be scanned and open the vault. The door will open to your left, and you now have a small jumpy puzzle that you need to complete, but simply follow this path and ascend to the top. Once you reach the top, there will be a small arms room where you can resupply ammo, grenades, and you'll also need to interact with the hand scanner to open up the elevator to boss. When ready, enter the elevator and then enter the boss fight. The boss fight mechanics are pretty simple. On the left and right, you'll find a bunch of monitors with the symbols you have previously seen in the other vaults. Simply pick any symbol and interact with 3 monitors that match the symbol you chose. During this, the boss will be active and he will shoot out a laser, EMP balls which you can shoot, and if he does get close to you, he will do an AoE attack. During this fight, it's advised that one player performs the babysitting role while the other 2 match monitors. On matching 3 monitors, a box will rise in the middle of the room and create a green bubble. Entering this bubble will allow you to shoot the boss in the chest and open him up for a damage phase. It's suggested that during the damage phase you throw EMPs at the boss and do as much damage as you possibly can. With very good damage and good gear you can one phase, but do not worry if it takes more than one. On defeating the compiler, be sure to interact with his dead body and pick up the ganglion. You can then progress onwards and loot as much as you can carry. You can find the exfil up the stairs behind all of the loot when you're ready to leave. Like No Time Wasting guide, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Call is X or star.
The spiky thing again?
Spiky thing. Should have 2 on your side, I think.
Hit one, and then, yeah, I'm hitting the other now. Same pattern as last time, that.
Yep.
Exact same places.
That's how. Yep. That's how we caught on.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Yeah. Well, I missed the last one, but whatever we're shooting definitely broke here.
Someone grabbed the ganglion, didn't they?
I've got it.